How do you define being rich? Is it when you have tons of money in your bank account? Or do you believe richness comes when you have fully developed the art of wise decision making? Which one do you prefer? But before we delve into the video, please hit that notification bell and subscribe button to know more videos just like this one. Welcome to Fortune Figures. Here are the 10 differences between the poor and the rich. Number 10. Rich people are committed to being rich. Poor people want to be rich. People with a rich mindset are clear that they want wealth and are fully committed to creating wealth. As long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, they will do whatever it takes to have wealth. People with a wealthy mindset do not send mixed messages to the universe. On the other hand, poor people do. Money is a big part of your life, and when you learn how to get your finances under control, all areas of your life will soar. You have to commit to it, both consciously and subconsciously. You have to believe in your heart that you can do it and you deserve it. If you are not fully committed to creating wealth, chances are you won't. Ask yourself these questions. Are you willing to work 7 days a week, giving up many of your weekends? Are you willing to sacrifice seeing your family, your friends, and giving up your recreations and hobbies? Are you willing to risk all of your time, energy, and startup capital with no guarantee of returns? If your answer to these are yes, then good for you because you have adapted the first thing you need to do in conquering a wealthy mindset. Number 9. Rich people are willing to act in spite of fear. Poor people let fear stop them. As some experts say, millionaires overcome fear with knowledge. Millionaires educate themselves before taking risks, and then they consider the consequences of failing. Fear, doubt, and worry are the most common barriers, not only to success but also to happiness. One of the biggest differences observed between rich and poor people is that the rich are still willing to act even if they feel fear. Poor people, on the other hand, allow fear to stop them. The poor see a problem and they chalk it up to bad luck and quit trying. The rich run into problems and might scratch their heads for a while, but they don't give up. They'll work and work until they discover a solution to the problem so that they can win in the end. This isn't to say that rich are naturally fearless and take risks blindly. While the middle class lives in fear of risking too much, millionaires know when to go for it. Millionaires educate themselves before taking risks, and then they consider the consequences of failing. Number 8. Poor people make assumptions. Rich people ask questions. When it comes to knowing the truth, poor people often make assumptions. Instead of checking the facts or asking questions, they never make a true attempt when it comes to getting what they want. Assumptions allow you to hide behind your version of the story. This means you don't own your part in the true story. Additionally, poor people prefer to blame others for their misfortune rather than look into the mirror. They keep you stuck in the past. On the other hand, many rich people ask the question, what if? For instance, what if I wrote an email to the president and he or she answers? If you begin to ask questions, you will save yourself a lot of hassle. The power is in the hands of those who ask the right questions. They don't answer your questions. They question your answers. Number 7. Rich people are innovators and creators. Poor people are consumers. Rich people are the entrepreneurs and innovators of our world. They are creative and constantly looking to create valuable products. Most of their time is spent on innovation and learning which pays more dividends than constantly consuming. If you haven't created anything and shy away from challenging yourself, the only other thing to do with your money is to consume. Instead of becoming an entrepreneur of learning about the stock market, poor people will spend their time trying to acquire the latest status symbol. Inevitably, poor people spend most of their money on items created by rich people. Number 6. Rich people think long-term. Poor people live on instant gratification. Rich people think long-term, which is increasingly hard in our society that is driven by instant gratification. Poor people set at best short-term goals, or none. They do not see the necessity of long-term goals such as money for future living. The poor tend to live paycheck to paycheck. When a crisis hits, making ends meet is nearly impossible. Thus, poor people get caught up in instant success. They want to hit it big with one good deal, which is about as effective as playing the lottery. Number 5. Rich people are eager to learn. Poor people do not enjoy learning. The biggest compounded return does not come from bonds, stocks, or even real estate. It comes from education. Most millionaires in the United States were not born millionaires. They learned how to build wealth. The more they learn, the more they understand the world. The easier it is to connect the dots, the more money they make. The rich recognize that they do not know everything and are not afraid to seek advice. They recognize something can be learned from everyone and everything. However, being rich is but a dream for the poor, as they do not have intellectual curiosity to learn. They choose to believe that the rich are either born rich, evil, or exploit the poor. They do not recognize that they are mostly poor because of their lifestyle choices. Poor people will stop learning once they're done with school. In America, an estimated 24% of adults have said that they haven't read a book in the past year, including ebooks and audiobooks. The opposite of growth is stagnation or decline. Without continued education, there's nothing to compound. In some fields, not staying up to date with the latest research and practices will make you obsolete. Number 4. Rich people look for solutions and don't complain. Poor people find excuses. Rich people know that building wealth isn't easy. There will be numerous challenges and roadblocks to get there. People who end up rich often don't accept things as status quo. They shed conventional limiting beliefs in order to find creative solutions to a problem. They are too invested and working towards a solution in order to complain. They know that complaining will not move them forward and is where people stall out on their journey. Building wealth is hard. There's always going to be someone who doesn't agree with your ideas or strategies. Poor people will let the naysayers keep them down. Oftentimes, these people who aren't supportive are also people who have given up or never even tried. Number 3. Rich people focus on rewards. Poor people focus on risks. Rich people understand it's necessary to take on some risk if you want significant and financial rewards. They make measured risks with their investments and in their business dealings when they believe that the rewards are worth the risk. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. But in the end, rich people know that risks and rewards go hand in hand. On the contrary, poor people tend to focus more on the risk side of the equation. They believe risk should be avoided because they don't want to lose money. Because of that, they tend to stick with safe investments like savings accounts and other low-return investments so that they don't lose their hard-earned money. For example, when given an opportunity to invest in a startup, poor people are more likely to immediately turn this down. They do not see this as a chance to increase wealth. They see this as a reduction of their disposable income. Number 2. Rich people make their money work hard. Poor people work hard for their money. You see it all around you. Poor people end up working from paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet. Rich people, in the meantime, grow their skills and abilities and continually rise up the ranks. Rich people don't want their money sitting around in savings accounts gathering dust. They make it a point to find money in their budget to invest, and they do it on a regular basis. Instead of hoping there is money to put into investments at the end of the month, they're more likely to sacrifice spending money so that they can invest it and watch it grow. Poor people, on the other hand, work hard for their money and usually have little to show for it. They tend to spend their entire paycheck without saving money for investments. The result is that the average wage earner has little to show for decades of hard work. Then they have to rely on Social Security and continue to work until their health won't allow it. Once you make money, the end goal, you will be stuck working for it, without growing into your talents and abilities to earn more income. If you work to learn, you will be well on your way to success. And last but not the least, number 1. Rich people are relentlessly positive. Poor people wallow in negativity. Let's face it, there are plenty of things to be negative about in today's complicated world. Rich people know that negativity never accomplishes anything good. Keeping a positive attitude and hanging around positive people are essential to building a wealthy life. Believing that good things are going to happen to you even when things don't look so good helps you power through tough situations and come through victorious. positive people change things that they don't like instead of complaining about them. One of the ways they harness positivity is through positive self-affirmations. They envision what they want and speak it as if it's already happened. Over time, those affirmations have a habit of becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. Negative people tend to be financially unsuccessful. They usually complain about what's going on in the world, their career, family life, and anything else they can find to complain about. They love to complain so other people can hear them, but rarely, if ever, take action towards finding a solution to the problem. Alright, and that's it for today. We hope you enjoyed today's video as much as we do. What other things do you do to build a wealthy mindset? Comment down your answers below because we would love to hear it from you. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Fortune Figures, to keep you posted on our latest and trendiest updates. Thank you so much, and I will see you again next time.